Nowadays, there are a lot of software which are being used for the calculation of the gauge R&R, but people are having the doubt or not knowing how these are being calculated. Hello, my name is Pradeep Chavan, and I will take you regarding the calculation part of gauge R&R, range and average method. We will see the same example which is a part of AIG manual. So let us start. First of all, let us see variation in the measurement system. So there are two types, or variation related to accuracy is one and variation related to precision is second. So variation related to accuracy can be studied by bias, linearity and stability test. Variation related to precision can be studied by repeatability and reproducibility test, that is gauge R&R. Gauge R&R for calculation there are two methods. One is a ANOVA method and second is a range and average method. So in this video we are going to see range and average method for the repeatability and reproducibility, that is a gauge R&R. Let us revise repeatability. Repeatability is nothing but variation produced by the gauge or equipment when one operator uses the same gauge to measure the same part repeatedly. For example, this is a good repeatability because this variation is less compared to second variation or the distribution. This is a poor repeatability. Again, in the repeatability, master value is not considered. Reproducibility is also called as the appraiser variation. Variation introduced by the different operator when measured the same part using the same gauge. If there are 10 part and I ask to check the operator 1, 2 and 3, these 10 part and they found their reading are close to each other. So it is having good reproducibility. If I ask in second case operator 4, 5 and 6 but their reading are away from each other, so it is a poor reproducibility. Again in the reproducibility master value is not considered. What is a guideline for conducting gauge R&R? A minimum of two or more operators are required. Those operators which are the part of regular inspection process, these operators are to be taken for the study. At least 10 parts should be required. So 10 parts should include complete process variation. Some kind of abnormal situation are there, because of that part are produced, that part should be not taken into the study. Each part should be measured two or more times. Operator should measure part in the random order. Adequate list count should be there, that is a 1/10 rule should be followed for the instrument. So I have taken the example from the AIG manual. There are three operator, operator A, operator B and operator C. There are 10 job. So 10 job will be measured by the operator A. For example, so these are the reading for the operator A. Now operator A will measure randomly. So what is the meaning of this? He will measure first 2, then 5, then 8. So any order will be followed, that is called randomly he can measure. Same thing will be done by operator B and followed by operator C. This is the first reading of each operator. Now second and third reading will be repeated by each operator. Now let us see how to calculate average and range for the operator A. Now this is a operator A reading. He has completed his inspection or the reading for the 10 job 3 times. Now I can take the average for the first part by operator A. How? I can add all these three reading together and divided by 3, that will be 0.447. So same thing is written here, that can be repeated for the second to 10 job. Then these are the average for the 10 job for the operator A. Again we can take the average of this thing, so that will be how it will be calculated. All these will be added together divided by 10 and that will be 0.19. So 0.19 is the average of average for the operator A. Similarly, range can be calculated. So for the range, here you have to see minimum reading and the maximum reading. So minimum reading is a 0.29 and the maximum reading is a 0.64. So that difference you have to take after subtracting or the taking difference, you will find 0.35. So same thing can be applied for the job 2 to 10. So same thing is written here. Again you have to add all these ranges together and you have to divide by the 10. Why 10? Because there are 10 jobs. So range average will be equal to 0.0185. Similarly, for the operator B reading, average and range can be calculated. So here for the first job, these reading are added divided by 3, you will get this reading. This average similarly for the second up to 10, and all these green reading are to be added together divided by 10, that will be the average of average for the operator B. Same thing for the range. Minimum and maximum you have to consider that difference, and all these differences are added together divided by 10, that will be 0.513, that is the average range. And the same thing should be followed for the operator C, that is the average and range. So far I got the average and range for the operator A, B and C. Now let us calculate repeatability. Now range part I have taken in the next slide for the calculation of the repeatability. So let us see. Now range part for the operator A, B and C is extracted in this slide. So here we have got average of the range. These are the value. Now it is also called repeatability, that is the equipment variation. Now all these ranges, that last column value, will be added together divided by 3 into K1. K1 is a statistical constant. Now how K1 can be considered? Now it is depend upon the number of trial. In this case number of trial are 3. So K1 is 0.5908. If we would have number of trial 2, then constant would have this figure, that is a 0.8862. Now all these ranges, all these three ranges are to be added together divided by 3 into K1. K1 is a 0.5908, and this average, that is a 0.3417. So how it is taken? These three reading divided by 3. So this is called repeatability, and how much it is? That is a 0.20188. It is a repeatability. It is also called as a equipment variation. Let us see how to calculate reproducibility. Now see, we have got operator A average, which is at last column, B and C. How it is calculated, that we have seen. We have got repeatability. Now reproducibility, how it is calculated. Now reproducibility is also called as a appraiser variation. Now just try to understand, all these three operator A, B, C are measuring the same job, that is a 1 to 10 job. So ideally, theoretically, reading should have been same, but there is a variation or the difference in the reading. So this difference is a total difference, which is a combination of the repeatability and reproducibility. Now I can get here total difference or the total variation, from which I can subtract the repeatability and I can get the reproducibility. Are you getting me? So here formula for getting reproducibility, X difference, that is a difference between these three reading. So how it can be calculated? Now see, minimum reading and maximum reading is considered, and from that this repeatability is subtracted divided by NR. N is a 10, that is number of job 10, and R is a 3. 3 trials are there. Now here you can see constant K3 is there. K3 is 0.231. Why? because we are having the three appraiser. If we would have two appraiser, then this K2 would have 0.7071. Now K3, that is the three appraisers are there, that's why it is a point 50 to 31. So by calculating this thing, we will be getting reproducibility, that is a 0.22963. How to calculate gauge R&R? We have got repeatability, we have got reproducibility. Then for me, it is simple because it is a combination of both, that gauge R&R. So formula is under root, that is EV square plus AV square. So I can square this two value and I can add together. So that will be giving me gauge R&R. So that is a 0.030575. Then next part, that is a total part variation, how it is to be calculated. I got the operator A average, operator B average, operator C average for individual job. Then again I can have the average for the all these operator for the first job. All these first job average of the operator are to be added together divided by 3. That will be 0.169. So same thing can be done for the other jobs. So here you can see, now I can see the difference between these 10 jobs. So what is the meaning of this? So I had to identify minimum rating and maximum rating, and that will be that difference between these two reading, that minimum and maximum, will be called as a part variation. So in this case 1.94 is the maximum rating and 0.157 is the minimum rating. So difference is a 3.511. So that is a part variation. So I have to consider statistical constant, that is a K3. For the 10 part, K3 is a 0.3146. So after substituting and multiplying, I am getting the part variation, that is a 1.10456. Now I need to calculate total variation. I already got gauge R&R. I already got part variation. So these two together are to be added. So that will be getting total variation. So here formula gauge R&R square plus part variation square under square root, that will giving me total variation. So simply I have to add the value in the formula and I will be getting, that is a 1.14610, that is a total variation. Now I already got repeatability. Now how to calculate percentage repeatability? This is a formula, repeatability value and total variation I already got. So I have to put into the formula and then I will be getting the percentage repeatability is a 17.62%. Similarly, percentage reproducibility can be got by this formula. So I got reproducibility, I got total variation. This is a formula in which I have to put the value, and the percentage reproducibility, sorry, which I got, that is a 20.04. And here percentage gauge R&R. Now percentage gauge R&R is 100 into gauge R&R divided by TV. So that is a total variation. So in the formula it can be put, and percentage gauge R&R, that is a 26.68. NDC is one of the criteria used for the MSA to determine the sensitivity of the equipment. It indicates the number of distinct categories that can be clearly distinguished by the measurement system being used. Now see, there is a part variation. So you can say in layman language, there is a bandwidth of the part variation and there is a bandwidth of the gauge R&R variation. Now how many gauge R&R width band is fitting into the part variation band? So that should be as large as possible. So acceptance criteria is a 5, that should be more than 5 rather. And if it is a less than 5, that means, you know, part variation cannot be discriminated by the equipment. or the instrument. So that is the meaning of this. That's why NDC should be always more than 5 or equal to 5. What is the percentage gauge are under acceptance criteria? If it is less than 10%, then measurement system is acceptable. If it is between 10 to 30, then it is depend upon the use or the application. Under deviation, after risk assessment, you can use it, or the concession is the correct process. If it is greater than 30%, it cannot be accepted or it cannot be used. Of course, improvement is required. So whenever there is a repeatability problem, you have to see, you have to analyze. Repeatability problem, that means it is related to instrument. You have to take the action on the instrument. If it is related to reproducibility, then related to operator, you have to take the action. Are you getting me? So these are the things from my side. Thank you very much for watching this video. Thank you.